You're all welcome to the Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency and this year's agency press briefing, where we'll highlight the outcome of the just concluded KADINVEST 7.0, that's the Kaduna Economic and Investment Summit, and the agency's achievements in the past 1 year. So before we begin, we wish to underscore that all the achievements that have been a deliberate result of the perspicacity of the visionary leadership of His Excellency Governor Malam Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai for the past 7 years and counting. So as you may all be aware, Kaduna Investment Promotion Agency was created in 2015 as a one-stop shop investment center in Kaduna State that initiates, promotes, and facilitates investments via greenfield, brownfield projects, public-private partnerships, and privatization. Now, to achieve the foregoing, KADIPA also organizes the annual Economic and Investment Summit known as KADINVEST, which provides a platform to showcase the investment opportunities in Kaduna State, as well as providing an avenue for policy discussions and private sector engagement to maximize the state's economic potential to create jobs for our teeming youths. Now, the inaugural investment summit held in the year 2016 with the theme Kaduna is open for business. The summit continued to hold unfailingly, since with the theme changing to reflect the progress recorded and the objectives of the year's summit. In 2017, the theme was making Kaduna the investment destination of choice. In 2018, it was partnerships for development. In 2019, it was expanding investment frontiers. And in 2020, it was infrastructure, industrialization, and innovation. In 2021, it was towards building a sustainable knowledge-based economy. And now we're building a resilient economy. Between 2016 and today, because of KADINVEST and the investment promotion drive by KADIPA, Kaduna has attracted investments worth over $4.4 billion and counting, with notable names including African Natural Resources and Mines Limited, Tomato Jos, Ola, Mahindra, OCP Africa's ultra-modern fertilizer blending plant, Dangote Peugeot Automobile Assembly Plant, Zipline, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the 7th edition of the Economic and Investment Summit was a very special one, not only because it spanned a period of 3 days and was highly interactive, consisting of a pre-summit event and a main summit with presentations that highlighted Kaduna State's progress in line with the theme of building a resilient economy, but it was the first time in history that any state government in Nigeria hosted an economic and investment summit live on the metaverse. The metaverse is an immersive virtual world on the internet that is facilitated by the use of virtual reality and augmented reality headsets or devices, and we worked with Graysoft Technologies, a company domiciled here in Kaduna State, to achieve this. This was a clear signal that Kaduna is already on a path to transforming its economy into a knowledge-based economy and becoming part of the digital future. Now, 2 pre-summit events were held virtually on the 11th and 12th of October, titled the Kaduna Inclusive Business Forum, and then we had an Access to Climate Finance webinar for businesses in Kaduna State. Now, the summit then opened with the Kaduna Business Expo, which was a hybrid event and held on October the 13th at the Kaduna Centenary Park. It was an immersive experience covering the technology sector, agricultural sector, infrastructure, solid minerals, and other sectors, which all took place separately and simultaneously. Now, part of the objectives of the expo was to get young people invested in agriculture, understanding infrastructure financing, opportunities in sports, the solid minerals sector, and to understand policy initiatives to promote technology as part of the Kaduna State's Development Plan 2021 and 2025, which is aiming to transform the state's economy into a knowledge-based economy. Now, we had 7 panel sessions and more than 10 presentations, which were held and saw notable speakers from across all the sectors from every corner of the country that engage with the private sector and government officials. Similarly, at the Business Expo, to signal our commitment to the ease of doing business drive and showcase the forward-thinking policies of this administration, we launched the following: the Kaduna Livestock Regulatory Authority regulations, the Ginger Investment Policy and Strategy, and then the Film Village Project, where we signed an MOU with Katsima, the Chamber of Commerce, and Kaduna State Government on the usage of the trade fair complex by the creative arts sector in Kaduna State. Now, after the expo, on the 14th of October 2022, His Excellency commissioned an unprecedented 8 projects across the state and 1 groundbreaking event to set the tone for the main summit. The 8 projects that were commissioned and the groundbreaking were as follows. Number 1 was Falgate's Food Rice Mill, a 2 billion naira rice mill with 100,000 metric ton capacity per annum, located at Soba, Rigachukun. Afex's Aggregation and Processing Center, that houses agricultural commodity warehouses and a multi-grains processing plant to help farmers in the state prepare and market their produce. Then we commissioned the Castilla Vehicle Inspection Center 1, which is a computerized vehicle inspection service center located at Mando. The facility provides automated checks for all vehicle types, after which a result is provided to demonstrate roadworthiness of the vehicle. We then commissioned the Kaduna Galaxy Mall, a multi-purpose shopping mall that houses food courts, cinemas for Kaduna residents to shop and for recreational purposes. We commissioned the Amsco Neighborhood Center, a neighborhood center shopping mall and food court. And then to provide affordable housing to Kaduna residents at the Millennium City, His Excellency commissioned the following. The first phase of Muafak Estate is 654 housing unit housing project with 2-bedroom semi-detached and 4-bedroom bungalows. Nur Suraj's Smart Estate, 1,000 units of 3-bedroom bungalows, 4-bedroom bungalows, 5-bedroom duplexes, and of course the groundbreaking of their new site. Rhino Estate, which consists of 120 housing units of 2 semi-detached, 3-bedroom semi-detached, 3-bedroom detached bungalows, and 3-bedroom terrace houses. Now, the main summit was scheduled for the last day of the 3-day event on the 15th of October, which was a hybrid event. It had both virtual and physical high-level attendance and acted as a focal point for dialogue, sensitization, and cooperation on the challenges and opportunities presented by the global economic shocks and how subnationals can begin to innovate to remain resilient against these shocks going forward. Participants had a close-up experience of Kaduna's internationally acclaimed innovative business environment as we remain number 1 on the World Bank's subnational ease of doing business ranking. Now, to demonstrate our readiness and commitment to investors at the summit, we launched the following. The new Ease of Doing Business Charter 2022, which is committing to shorter days, costs, and procedures by various business-facing MDAs in Kaduna State. We witnessed the handing over of the declaration of the Green Economic Zone in Marabon Jos as a special economic zone with free trade zone status and operational license from NEPSA to Kaduna State. Now, it is noteworthy to note that this is the first green economic zone in Nigeria and the first free trade zone in Kaduna State. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, more than a year now has passed since I was appointed and assumed duty as the Executive Secretary of KADIPA. When we came on board, our mission was a clear one: to consolidate the wins of my predecessors and make KADIPA a world-class investment promotion agency. We began to consider the best ways to do this by looking at other world-class IPAs and what they're doing. We joined the World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies and the World Association of PPP Units and PPP Professionals, where we became the first subnational to be part of both associations. We explored various capacity building opportunities tailored to IPAs, our needs, and we have worked with development partners such as DFID Links and the networking opportunities in the World Investment Conference that we attended and others. Similarly, we organized peer learning sessions with other African IPAs such as South Africa, Ghana, Rwanda, Ethiopia, and we're actively looking for opportunities to learn. As the economic marketing agency of the state government, we redesigned our media infrastructure and embarked on strategic promotional interviews to advertise Kaduna State and the investment opportunities on national TV networks, national dailies, radio stations, both in English and Hausa. We deployed promotional materials, including flyers with QR and AR codes to save costs, and made these available to investors. Our marketing of industrial zones and layouts of the 2 industrial zones in Kaduna, the Green Agro-Allied Industrial Zone to be renamed the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone along the Abuja-Kaduna Highway, and the Green Economic Zone located along the Kaduna-Marabon-Jos Highway, and various approved layouts that have remained consistent across traditional and social media platforms. Now, in the same vein, we developed a power demand analysis for our layouts to gather data of power demand of various companies across the layouts to inform our state's energy strategy going forward. Our renewed investment drive encourages creativity. This is why our investor targeting has been deliberate and strategic. We have become more responsive as an agency, and we regularly engage embassies, development agencies for partnerships and capacity building initiatives. To provide an avenue for feedback and to promote networking amongst business persons in the state, we organize quarterly business breakfasts where we meet with business people in the state and listen to their challenges. And to ensure that businesses in the state are retained and encouraged to expand, we carry out weekly aftercare services where we visit businesses within the state every Friday to listen to their challenges and understand areas the Kaduna State government can support them and help remove encumbrances. Our efforts have been fruitful. In the past year alone, we have facilitated investments both actualized and pledged worth over $1.6 billion and counting. We have handed over sites to about 35 investors and counting in various locations, such as Kubau local government, the Kangimi layout, the proposed SAPZ layout, Rabba Link Road, Afaka layout, to which some investors have already mobilized the site. We commissioned 2 companies earlier in the year, one with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammad Buhari, which was the Barbados Fertilizer Blending Plant, and others that was commissioned by His Excellency the Governor, which was AMA Medical Pharmaceuticals. We have also reshuffled the staff in the agency and currently not only have the youngest chief executive of a government parastatal, but also the youngest director in the country as approved by the KADIPA board. Our board consists of 9 out of 12 board members that are women, and 40% of our agency staff strength are all women. KADIPA's board, spearheaded by Her Excellency Dr. Hadiza Sabwa Balarabe, the Deputy Governor, approved key performance indicators for the management to pursue for the year 2022. Namely, for us to increase the state's investment portfolio by $500 million to track the creation of 10,000 jobs and the generation of about $10 million in IGR, and to remain number 1 on ease of doing business ranking. Now, KADIPA's management surpassed its target for 2022 of expansion of the investment portfolio to $500 million of investment in the first quarter. We expanded it by $1.1 billion. And the board increased the investment portfolio target to $1 billion instead for the year, and $500 million in actualized investments. Furthermore, KADIPA in 1 year has assisted the state in generating revenues of upwards of about 800 million naira through payments of premiums by greenfield investors that have been allocated land and brownfield investments via payments received from the privatization of state-owned assets, with about 24,000 proposed jobs to be created. Now, further to our mandate of facilitating investments of brownfield projects, and as part of efforts by Kaduna State Government to privatize and ensure that moribund state assets are revitalized for maximum optimization for revenue generation, efficiency, and job creation, we have successfully sold the following SOEs, that's state-owned enterprises, and handed over to various investors. One is the Zaria Pharmaceuticals, which we have sold off to Fahrenheit Pharmaceuticals Limited, Zaria Hotel to Africa Continental Hotels and Resorts, Kagoro Motel to Monai SWAT Investments Limited, Kachia Motel to Town and County Integrated Development Limited, Kachia Food Company to Elaj. We have also facilitated the following in the last 1 year. We have facilitated the sale of Kachia Motel, the build, operate, transfer contract for the development of a modern shopping complex comprising of 128 numbers of shops, 7 numbers of offices, one of which is to be occupied by KADA, the Kaduna Agricultural Development Agency, at the end of completion, 3 warehouses at the site, and then the project is on the way and is estimated to cost about 430 million naira. We facilitated the maintenance and operations of the former Kashim Ibrahim Fellowship Lodge by Mark Blow Group of Companies. We facilitated the execution of a management agreement for the 300-bed hospital project with Be Well Clinics and Wellness Limited, a subsidiary of the Doctors Clinic Company. We facilitated a joint development agreement with KK Kingdom, who are the concessionaires of the Green Economic Zone, and KDSG for the development of the Green Economic Zone in Maribon Jos. And as part of our efforts to boost private sector participation and confidence, the World Bank Infrastructure PPPs and Guarantees IPG team launched its Climate Resilience and Environmental Sustainability Technical Advisory Program in Kaduna State. The program was launched in a bid to address the current comparative lack of investments in climate adaptation across emerging markets and developing economies. The objective of the program is to develop a toolkit comprising multiple tools for statewide application in the identification and allocation of climate risks and opportunities at the PPP infrastructure planning phase. This, in addition to the project facilitation fund that we have worked on, is now active. We're about to deploy funds and engage in fundraising activities. We have done the PPP disclosure framework, the fiscal commitment and contingent liability framework, which are part of the institutional frameworks that have been in development since 2021 and have all now been completed. Ongoing projects in the pipeline that we wish to see completed before the end of this administration to seal the legacy of His Excellency include the Technology City, which we're working hand in hand with NSIA, ensuring the passing of the Kaduna Startup Bill, the beginning of the construction of both industrial zones that we've mentioned, and our PPP unit is currently facilitating the sale of several state-owned enterprises cumulatively worth an estimated 500 million naira, including Makarfi Sugar Industry, Kafanchan Foods and Flour Mills, Ikara Foods Processing Company, Ikara Motel, Burning Motel, We hope to conclude by the end of this quarter. We are currently facilitating the maintenance and operation of the Women and Children Center, a one-stop transit center to shelter and cater to gender-based violence survivors, women at risk, and children in need of protection. We're working hand in hand with the Ministry of Human Services and Social Development on this. We're also currently facilitating the sale of Kufena suites and in the process of adopting the climate resilience toolkit that I mentioned earlier, which were developed with the support of the World Bank for the evaluation and delivery of upstream and midstream PPP infrastructure in the state. Now, we wish to thank the KADIPA board, led by the proactive leadership of our mother, Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor and Chairman of the KADIPA board, Dr. Hadiza Sabo Balarabi, and the Vice Chairman, His Highness Khalifa Muhammad Sanusi II, and the distinguished board members. We wish to also thank the Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee of KADINVEST, Honorable Commissioner of the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Technology, Professor Kabir Mato, who deserves commendation for his vibrant leadership that led to the successful hosting of the KADINVEST 7.0 and other distinguished members of the LOC. We also wish to thank the leadership of various ease of doing business facing MDAs such as KAJIS, KASUBDA, KEPA, KADIRS, MBIT, and the judiciary for their support and commitment towards making Kaduna State the #1 investment destination in Nigeria. Now, my predecessors also deserve commendation for all the hard work they put in together to build or come up with all the various building blocks for the agency to reach this level to enable us become a world-class IPA. Now, finally, we wish to thank His Excellency Governor Mala Nasser Ahmed Erifai for giving us the opportunity to serve and contribute our quota to public service as young people. This should finally put to rest the debate on whether youths in Nigeria can deliver. If anyone should ask you for evidence on this delivery, kindly direct them to Kaduna State to study the administration of His Excellency. Thank you very much for listening.